Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Brooklyn Single Shade 3-Light Bath Sconce. So you can use this in all kinds of different situations. You don't need just to use it in a bathroom. It would be great in all kinds of different places. And this is the single shade version using just one shade over each light. There's also a double shade version. That's the 2013-75. Go check it out. Watch the video on that so you get lots of good information that you can use. Okay, Hubbardton Forge is doing these really beautiful forged shades. I think these are gorgeous. This is modern brass. Talking about finishes, you'll notice in that pull-down menu that they actually limit you to select finishes only for this fixture. However, we do these in custom finishes. So if you're doing other Hubbardton Forge fixtures, like something in bronze or something in dark smoke, just drop me a quick email and say, hey, I'm looking at the 2013-73. I see it's not offered in that. We can do them custom in the coastal finishes like dark smoke, coastal bronze, coastal burnished steel, and they would work perfectly with this. So it's always good to ask. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about a couple other things? Let's talk about the size of the fixture itself. 8.4 inches tall. Left to right, you're coming in at 22, so it's a pretty good size. Depth, which is also called projection, is going to be from the wall going out this way, and that's coming in at 7.2. Mounting height, distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is going to be bottom of your glass, to the middle of the back plate on this is going to come in at 5.9. That back plate is a 5-inch round diameter. It's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box. I want to show you more information about this. How we do it is we're going to go look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list, how it goes together, which is really simple. It's also going to show you details about the backplate, how it goes on the J-box. So take advantage of that as well. Okay, let's move on to a couple other things. Let's talk about glass really quick. It's going to be using Hubbardton Forge's opal glass, which is an opaque, handmade, hand-blown white glass. I'll talk more about that later in the video. Let's talk about a couple other things, and let's get into what's going on inside of this, which is going to be a G9 socket. You got 3 of them, so it's going to put out a lot of light. Don't forget, if you want to go old school halogen, you can do that. It's going to be 60-watt halogen in each of these sockets. They're just G9s. They push in like that. Simple, simple, simple. You can get these everywhere, so you don't have to worry about that part of it. The other thing, it's a regular line voltage, so it just takes regular line voltage bulbs. A lot of you guys are going to want to do LEDs, which is what we do in our fixtures, our Brooklyn fixtures in our showroom, and we get them on Amazon, but you could probably find them all over the place. There's other light bulb places, 1001bulbs.com, bulbs.com, all those places to get light bulbs. Amazon we found to be the easiest, quite honestly. They come in different ways. This is a phosphorus one that looks kind of like orange lines on tabs inside. And then these are the ones we actually use quite often. These are called cob LEDs, and they're even on the ends too. So this is a 75-watt equivalent, which I like a lot. I use it all over the place. This is a 40-watt equivalent, which is pretty cool. And don't forget, these are going to put out a lot of light. They're not going to put out much heat at all, and they use very little electricity, which is awesome for them. We talk about the color of light in these bulbs all the time in all of these videos. They're going to be offering these in 2700 Kelvin. That's like a super yellow light. They're going to be offering them in something called daylight, and be careful of that because that is a bluish white light. It sounds like it should be warm, but it's not warm. That's going to be like the hospital waiting room light, or an overcast day, we'll call it that. In the middle of all that, what we use in our showroom is called warm white, which we like to use, and that's this nice warm glow that's coming down on me right here, and that's what it is. 3000 Kelvin is what this is. It's what we use here in our showroom. And again, I think this is probably one of those 3000 Kelvin warm white bulbs that I like so much. A couple other things about this. Dimmable fixture. You know, most people aren't going to be dimming in bathrooms, but you're maybe using this in a kitchen, you know, like over windows, which would be kind of cool. If you don't have any place like, let's say you don't have cabinets, you have windows instead with a counter underneath, and you need to get light on that. People will put these above those windows and get that light down. In that situation, you probably want to do dimmable versions of the LEDs. Just make sure that it says dimmable on it, and talk to your installer. Tell them you're using a dimmable LED so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with, and they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.